Okay, after a long layoff, we are back for a game of Saga, Clash of Warlords, 6 points. Vikings versus Normans. I'll be playing Normans today. We had the deployment where you had to keep all of your units more than medium apart, except for the Warlord. I believe that's in the FAQ. We didn't look it up, though. Anyways, here on my side, I have 8 mounted warriors, 8 Flemish mercenaries, my Warlord, 8 mounted Hearthguard, 8 crossbowmen, and 12 archers that need a coat of paint. I'm something of a reluctant painter, so maybe if they do a good job, they'll finally get painted. We'll see. All right, Don, what do you got over on your side with the Vikings?
We got 12 levy archers, and more or less some painted. We've got 2 points of Hearthguard, also semi-painted. Okay. Then we have 3 points of warriors, and of course our Warlord.
All right, we'll be back with turn 1 going to the Vikings. Okay, Viking turn 1. What happened, Don?
Well, the Warlord shimmied to his right, and he shimmied that warrior unit to the left. We also have Thor and Odin on the board, and waiting for the Normans.
All right, going into Norman turn 1. All right, Norman turn 1. Started off with volley fire from these archers way up there to the Hearthguard. He used Odin to exhaust me, and then took one of the fatigues off to make himself armor 6. And then I rolled 2 6s, and he didn't save him, so I killed 2 Hearthguard, which was pretty awesome. These guys are halfway to getting painted already. Then next I used my Warlords We Obey to move this Hearthguard unit up to about here. Then I used, what's it called? Pursuit to charge into these this levy. Smashed them up real good. He used Odin to try, or Thor to try and get some extra hits. I got 2 hits, but I also used Retreat, so I had like 6 defense dice, saved them all, killed 10 of them, knocked them back. Used a die to move up these crossbowmen, try and get them in the game, and otherwise I stayed put. I'm thinking, I guess I could have moved my Warlord, but that's all right for now. Moving into Viking turn 2. All right, Vikings turn 2. Don, what are you going to tell us?
Well, the Hearthguard moved up to about here. Attempted to charge the Norman heavy Hearthguard. Failed that. They used Gallop to get away. And the Warlord moved over there in support of them. So we're in a tricky spot right now.
Yep. He used my fatigue, so I only got a short move away, but I'm fatigueless. So going into Norman turn 2. Norman turn 2. Okay. So Warlord got these guys to rest. Then they fired a volley fire at the Hearthguard over there. They activated Wounded and Superiority to pull the fatigue off. Didn't get any hits with the dice. He used the last fatigue to raise himself to armor 6. But one of the automatic hits got through and put the fatigue back on. Then these guys over here fired. Only 3 dice were able to reach, but got another casualty. So killed 2 Hearthguard. That's not too shabby. I guess very first thing probably was these knights moved back out of the way to clear up all that lane for shooting. And then I sent up these warriors. I didn't measure that wisely when I first was deploying them. Only my front rank could throw. I got 2 dice on them, but got 2 hits. And 1 casualty. All right, going into Viking turn 3. Okay, so here we are in Viking turn 3. Don, what happened?
The Hearthguard moved up using We Obey, then they activated for a charge on the crossbowmen. Melee ensued where the crossbowmen took 6 casualties to the Hearthguard's 2. Not quite the trade I was looking for, but I'll take it.
Yeah, there's a Thor and an Uller in there. I think I used his fatigue to lower his armor to get some extra casualties. Got 4 hits.
Yeah. And then this group of warriors tried to charge the Norman warriors, who cowardly ran away.
Well, none of that.
And then we had some strategic moves to move up here, and then also pull the archers over to try and consolidate a little bit.
Yeah, turn 3 we finally remembered about maneuvering. Yeah. Been a while since we played. All right, moving into Norman turn 3.
Yep.
All right, Norman turn 3. So I activated these guys and used, I think, superiority on the Hearthguard there. Got 2 bonus hits. I managed to wipe them out. Then I think I volley fired at the levy dude way over there. Killed 1 guy. Then I got a little pretty aggressive and used, I think we obeyed and moved the knights up. And then pursuit to throw him into the Warlord. Managed to kill him off. It's pretty awesome. I only lost 2 models. Then I decided to take my Warlord. The plan was to finish off his Warlord if I needed to. But instead I just moved him up with Determination, then used Dek'Sai to charge into these warriors. He used, I think, Asgard to dump his fatigue that he had taken from the death of the Warlord, and Heimdall to get some extra dice and lower his armor. Dice didn't go great. I ended up with 4 hits on me still, which I had to use 2 Hearthguard to kill off. And I only killed 4 of his warriors, so that was okay. And now I'm within striking distance, and I forgot to put any dice on Gallop, so that sucks. Let's see how it goes from here. Vikings turn 4. All right, Viking turn 4. Don. What happened?
Savage last gasp charge of the warriors into the sergeants. It's very bloody on both sides. Used combat bonus for all my for my extra attacks. Killed, what did I kill? 6 of them? 5?
5 of them. Yeah,
5.
He had 6 hits.
But he killed 6 of mine. So
I got 6 hits. He didn't save a single one. So dice are not being kind there.
Nope.
All right, going into Norman turn 4. All right, so we're into Norman turn 4. Did the all-important resting of these guys over here. I'm sure it'll come in handy later. Then used the Warlords' Determination to rest himself, and we obey to rest the Hearthguard here. Used Dek'Sai to charge into this unit of, I think it was just 4 guys.
4
Is that all it
warriors,
was?
yep.
Yeah, I wiped him out, but he managed to get 3 hits on me, and I didn't save any of them. So I took 2 fatigue there, and now I'm exhausted from the fight, so that wasn't great. But I put fatigues here and on that unit. I charged these knights in with a die. Used charge and pursuit, so I had extra. Oh, I need an extra fatigue there, don't I? Because I did use the option for extra attack dice. So I had a boatload of dice and a boatload of defense dice, but only killed 4 of them. So he's going to have 1 die left going into his final turn. All right, going into Viking 5. All right, Viking turn 5. How'd it go, Don?
Well, the last warriors charged the knights. They did manage to take down 2 knights to 3 of the warriors.
Yeah, it's a positive trade.
So it was a valiant last charge, but now the Viking remnants will slink off to their ships, and if they don't get ridden down in the meantime.
That'll be it. He'll be generating no dice on his turn, so we're just going to call it there. Good game, Don.
Yep.
All right, so we're having our after-game talk about what we thought went well and what didn't. For me, I think the start of the game had to be actually my levies, that 24-inch range, reaching out and touch, and taking off those 2 Hearthguard right in the beginning was pretty useful. Pretty useful. I'd say those guys earned their keep.
Yeah, Volley Fire is definitely a cheap option on the Norman board that really, in this instance, normally I would just sit back and let the Normans come to me because of their cavalry, but with that 24-inch range, it really causes some concern.
Yeah, I didn't have them the last time we played this matchup, and I was really struggling with only 1 good shooting option in my crossbowmen and the mounted warriors. Because if I put the mounted warriors up there and they get Odin, they're just going to get slaughtered. And kind of the same thing to the crossbowmen, because they got to be within range, within 12, and then you can double activate and hit me with Frigg and slaughter them. So either way was really bad. This third option, I was hoping, I wanted you to, if anything, use Odin on those guys, because hey, they'll be far away, so I won't get punished quite so bad. And it allowed me, so even if you do one, I have some other units that could still shoot and be effective.
The Flemish, I think you really gotta rethink that one.
They aren't contributing a lot, but I don't know. I still like them in some way. I like what I get for my point. They're extra hard and tough, and they never die, it seems. But a lot of times it's because they don't even get in the game. Part of the problem was I forgot totally about maneuvering until about turn 3 when I could have. I think there was even a point at turn 4 or 5 where I could have maneuvered them and I forgot. So oh well, they didn't move all game. What about your composition, Don? What would you change, if anything?
Yeah, I don't know, and I don't know. The Lovey Archers weren't what I needed in this game.
Well, I think I caught you by surprise and jumped on them early, so that they didn't get a chance to work.
I would have probably swapped them back further.
Yeah.
But of course, then I can't touch you the way that your 24 inches of range gets you.
And to some degree, that was just because I got lucky enough to throw a flag on turn 1. Otherwise, I don't know that I would have done that if I didn't have the ability to charge with pursuit without taking fatigue.
Yeah.
Being out there with 2 fatigues, I wouldn't have killed as many guys, and I would have been, I don't know. It wouldn't have been good.
And as usual, I just need to buy some new dice because my dice really betray me quite often.
There weren't a lot of times where they were really shining for you, and there were several times where they were cringeworthy.
Mm-hmm.
I guess maybe I could dump the Flemish and add 4 more guys to my my mounted warriors for a little extra shooting punch, which would be kind of cool. And they're not bad in melee either. They didn't get to do any of it today, but in the past they've shown that they were pretty solid there. The only problem is the last 4. I don't know what to do. Maybe I'd pull 1 off of the crossbowmen and have a unit of 5, but I think it would still just hang back and not really do anything. And I'm never crazy about that. Though I guess I have a point of guys now that just hangs back and doesn't do anything. Oh well. All right, Don. Any final thoughts?
Nope, that should do it.
All right. Thanks for
Till
watching.
next time.